You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire. Get out. Because it matters.
Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up those football gods. Man, I'm beginning my fast. You don't have to fast for a colonoscopy. I've got it on Wednesday. But I found that if I fast the day before you have to take the liquid death, it's less in you that's got to get pushed out. And a reason I keep talking about this is it's literally that important that if you're of age to get the Cologuard test or get the colonoscopy, because colorectal cancer, when you actually detected yourself, it's too late. Do that shit. Get it squared away. If you're not sure, ask your doctor when you should do it. For most people, once every 10 years after like 45. For me, because I am a higher risk, I got to get it every 2 years. And fortunately, I'm here today because I've been getting that colonoscopy test. So do that. So I'm drinking black coffee here, and I'm going to make some chicken broth and clear liquids for the next couple of days till after I get the colonoscopy, but that pales in comparison to having to go through cancer treatment. So this game was crazy. Now, not everything came out good with this game. Kayvon Turpin has a neck injury, had x-rays yesterday, told Jane Slater last night that he's okay, his neck's sore, wearing a neck brace and stuff, and that he'll be okay. Cooper Beebe, though, I am worried that it may be a lingering type issue. We're talking about an ankle, and he was seen being helped into the locker room after the game. Let's go to the tape. Still got this smile on his face. Not what you want to see from your center. Fortunately, depth is the key to end of your woes. And Brock Hoffman came in, had one bad snap, though. Had one bad snap where there was a fumble. Dak Prescott got onto it. Having depth when you lose a starter is so important. And let's be clear here. That was a war. That defensive front of the Giants, shout out to the Giants. The Giants did everything except win last night. And I don't mean any disrespect. That was an incredible game offensively. The Cowboys offense went against one of the best front sevens in football, at least as the as the experts say. And they put up 40 points. They didn't say die. Javonte Williams had 93 yards rushing, which was great. We're actually beginning to see, okay, I see what Brian Shottenheimer was talking about, wanting to be able to run the football because it kept it balanced. Dak Prescott well over 300 yards, a couple of TDs, one interception, passing Tony Romo on the Cowboys all-time completion list yesterday. And getting a win, the 14th win over the New York Giants, being solely in second place behind Brian Griese's domination of the Buffalo Bills at 17 against one team. That in itself, and I say Dak Prescott against him, we should say the Dallas Cowboys led by Dak Prescott because they have actually won when I believe Andy Dalton was playing. But the Dallas Cowboys, when Dak Prescott has been the quarterback, has not lost to the New York Giants since his rookie year, where they lost twice in 2016. And that, my friends, is complete dominance. In that game, it was crazy. I literally think I had a couple of mini strokes watching it. It was insane. The scoring in the fourth quarter was unreal. And for the Cowboys, to get the ball with 25 seconds left, you have to look at this and say, damn, the Cowboys managed the clock really well for the first time. That was one of the big knocks on Mike McCarthy. We had 25 seconds and 3 timeouts. And we got a kicker who can kick from the middle of the field. When you have that, you've got a lot. You got a lot of time. You got a lot of opportunities. And when you have weapons like George Pickens, who came out and said, hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm George Pickens. I'm here to help this team win. And CeeDee Lamb not dropping passes. You actually have a really good offense. And you actually have to look at this and say, the Cowboys going against that front seven were clicking on all cylinders on offense. Jake Ferguson, 7 catches, 78 yards. CeeDee Lamb, I think 8 catches. George Pickens in there with like 6 catches and things. You ended up having Turpin, who was running the football, as well as some catches in there. You had Javonte Williams, with 93 yards, and even Miles Sanders getting a touchdown, as kind of your heavy hitter in there up the middle. The Cowboys offense looks damn good. And I'll remind people what I said about Brian Schottenheimer when people said he fell off the salad truck. Brian Schottenheimer was with Russell Wilson when Russell Wilson was cooking with the Seattle Seahawks, when he was getting 36, 38, 40 TD passes a year with like 11 interceptions. Russell Wilson's heyday. And along with that, one of the better running games. If we can do that on a weekly basis with that offense, and not everybody has that front and is going to be as aggressive in trying to knock the quarterback out. Let's be clear here. There were a lot of unnecessary roughness calls going against them, trying to knock Dak Prescott out. Dak Prescott, he's able to move around the pocket. He's able to run big pickup that helped seal the win there in the end. This was a good feeling. And it was an even better feeling where you really and truly want to see Brian Schottenheimer succeed. That is, if you're a Cowboy fan. You got to love the guy who puts his family there, his father's memory, his mother's an integral part. Unfortunately, broke her arm this week getting ready to go to the game at the airport and things. He is the real deal, and his players love him. Let's check
Very
this
special,
out.
Man, for you, first game ball, first win. Hell of a coach.
He looks spent right there.
Thank you. Hey, here's what we do. Hey, we celebrate cool. We win. Turpin Dak got a touchdown. Yeah. Javonte got a touchdown. Yeah. Miles Sanders got a touchdown. Yeah. Woo, Pick and Dak got a touchdown. Yeah. Wait for it. Interception.
After getting burned most of the night.
Hey, we ain't done. Who had a sack? James Houston had a sack.
Yes.
Kenny Clark had a sack.
Yes.
Hey, and this son of a gun, man. This field goal kicker, I tell you what. Hey, 51-yard field goal. Yeah. 44-yard field goal. Yeah. 64-yard field goal. Yeah. Wait. In overtime with the walk-on. 46 yards. Oh! Here we go. Yeah, very special, man. For you, first game ball, first win.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And well, can I say that Kenny Clark is paying dividends? That Kenny Clark is helping stop the run. Now the Cowboys, they were able to stop the run. They were really good. They've been good stopping the run thus far the first 2 games. Secondary's got some issues. Linebackers got some issues. There are a lot of missed assignments in that game that hopefully we can fix. Hopefully Deron Bland, they said 2 to 5 weeks, is definitely missed. I think you need to look outside the building a bit right now. Safeties were out of position a lot yesterday. But you had the offense that made up for it. The interesting thing was Dak Prescott said that the defense apologized to him. And he said, hey, man, I threw an interception and stuff. We're all in this together. Some games it's going to be you guys that save us. Some games it's going to be us. But we're in this together. And that truly is leadership right there. And one of the reasons I think the team is going to do better than we think. I know people are going to go ahead and say it was just against the Giants, but it was a division game, a game that you very easily could have lost. They kept their composure, did not lose their cool, and they kept fighting and taking each and every shot and coming back for more. So I feel good about getting that victory today. Like I said, it was crazy. And if I'm a New York Giant fan right now, I'm feeling as sick as I did last week when we had our opportunities to beat the Eagles. But that's football for you. That's football. So let's check this out. This is probably the perfect way to explain everything that happened on that game.
And welcome to the NFL Today on YouTube. Joined with my guys here. Hey, folks, it was week 2 action, but Bill Cowher, these two teams, the Giants and the Cowboys, they played with a sense of urgency.
Yeah, it was a divisional game, I think, for both these teams. Trying to get that first win was very, very important. And I think, obviously, for Brian Schottenheimer, congratulations to him for getting his first win. And for Brian Daboll, we're up here in New York. You hear the noise. A lot of talk about Russell Wilson. Should he be benched? And, where's Jackson Dart in the future? And is this a big must year for Brian? So I thought both these teams came out, went toe-to-toe, particularly in the second half of that game. And, Brendan Aubrey, say what you want, that was a difference in the game. I know you can go down and talk about all these other things, but when you have a field goal kicker like this, a 64-yarder to tie the game, that to me was a difference in the game. We can break it down as we will talk about with this game, but man, Russell Wilson played well. I thought Dallas played well. It was a great back and forth game.
Yeah, this was about a bounce back from week 1.
Yeah.
You talked about Dallas, and Matt, I'll let you touch on Dak Prescott because you made some really good points about him earlier. But getting back to Russell Wilson, there's boos that are happening in New York. There are people that are whispering, some whispers louder than others, asking for Jackson Dart. We saw him a little bit. I think it was more package related.
Yes.
But yet and still, people weren't sure about Russell Wilson in week 1.
Right.
And then we also saw Malik Neighbors on the sideline, frustrated.
Right.
And as the kids say, he was moments from crashing out. People were saying, you know what, this isn't going to work. Russ isn't a guy that's going to let the ball go. We haven't seen him really let it fly since the Seattle days. And guess what? Russell went out there and had himself a day. 450 yards for Russell Wilson, dropping dimes left and right in that beautiful fade ball that we're used to seeing for his entire career. And not to mention, he gets Malik Neighbors going.
Yeah.
He feeds him, throws it to him 13 times. He catches 9, puts up a $167 plus 2 TDs. Wan'Dale Robinson gets involved. Yeah. He has a $140. All I'm saying is, regardless of what you think about Russell Wilson, win or loss, I'm not putting this on his shoulders. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the team and saying, if we tighten up in a few areas and Russell Wilson plays like this each week, not only will we have a good season, we are going to be in the playoffs. And that is something to say for the New York Giants, who have been unfulfilling for the last few years.
Those are big ifs, right? We've got the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC. We've got the Washington Commanders in the NFC. You've got the Dallas Cowboys, who you just lost to in the NFC. So I agree with you. And let's give credit where credit's due. Russell played fantastic today. Yeah. He really did. He kept them in that ball game, made some great throws down the field. I think if you're a New York Giants fan or if you're the New York Giants, the question becomes about the direction of the organization moving forward.
Okay.
And certainly Jackson Dart is going to be at the center of that. What is the timing? I'm a believer that the best experience is game experience. So you have a young quarterback, and when is the right time to put him out there to gain that game experience for the future? We'll see. But let's not take anything away from Russell Wilson. My issue is not with Russell Wilson. Right? He played fantastic today. On the other side of it, I think there's Dak Prescott. And I think Dak plays in Dallas. And playing quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is different from playing quarterback for other organizations.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of arrows thrown in his direction throughout the year.
Not to mention that number hanging over his head.
Not to mention.
Making $60 million a year.
Okay, that's part of it. And that's part of being a franchise quarterback in the NFL. I played at a time where my contracts were public knowledge, and those were questions that you have to answer. And those are fair questions.
Right.
He delivered.
He delivered.
He delivered. As much as we want to put shine on Russell Wilson, and he deserves it, Dak did the opposite on the other side, consistently taking his football team down there and making plays when they needed to. I thought this was a great football game. I thought on both sides it was a great football game. Offensively.
Yeah, can we talk about that?
Defensively,
Can we talk about that?
Defensively,
think
it's a
about
little
the two
different.
teams that were in the Super Bowl a year ago. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, so that's the end of that conversation. So we have now Dak, 549 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception on the season. Constantly keeping the team in there. And you have to look at this and say, Dak Prescott is on the money. That this is typical Dak Prescott after a major injury. Both times before, Dak Prescott ended up with 36 and 37 TD passes and runner-up MVP coming back from injuries. And this is where you look at it and say, you got that right now. At least it's looking like that right now. And he's not looking like a sissy soft sucker where, he's fragile. He's taking shot after shot. He's moving around. He's running. He is doing everything that's possible. And this, to me, in my mind, says, Cowboys, one, after trading Micah Parsons, you've got to do well. If you end up missing the playoffs and Green Bay goes deep in the playoffs, you're going to get killed even more about Micah Parsons. And you have to look at this and say, how many times left do I have that Dak Prescott is going to be like this? At some point, we're going to have to start all over. I don't know that Joe Milton is going to be the guy that we want to start over with right now. What you got to look at and say is the opportunity is right now. Now, again, they recognize the pass rush was not there yesterday. It was there against the Eagles. It makes me question, are the Eagles as good as we think, or were the Eagles maybe not quite as good as we think, and that's why we were making some hay? The Eagles' offense didn't look great yesterday either against Kansas City. Cowboys getting Giovanni and Clowney. And I know I mispronounced his name. I probably will mispronounce his name half the season. Get over it. Clowney last year with Carolina, he was their best pass rusher and basically the guy they said, if we stop him, we ain't got to worry about nobody else. So he got the lion's share of the attention. Ended up with 46 combined tackles, 24 solos, 22 assists, 9 tackles for loss, and 11 quarterback hits. The year before, he ended up, we had 5.5 sacks last year. The year before, he actually tied his highest in sacks at 9.5 when he was with the Ravens. So with the better team, he had better performance, a little bit younger. We'll see what he has getting into the Cowboys. Of course, he hasn't been on a roster, so he's had no training camp. Hasn't been working out with the team all off season. It's going to take time to ramp him up. Maybe he gets a few plays in against the Bears coming up on Sunday, and that's another really big game for us to try and make some hay and hopefully get on the positive side of being on a winning record, trying to get to 2-1. We've got the Brian Schottenheimer rule. Enjoy it until midnight, and after that, it's time to focus in on the next opponent. And, of course, we have after that, and let's not look beyond the Bears game. But after that, we do have the Green Bay Packers one, and then the Jets. So there's some opportunities here for the Cowboys to try and pick up some momentum, and hopefully they can feed off of what they had there. Your offense is doing some good things. You're averaging right now 30 points a game through the first 2 weeks. 30 points a game. You can keep that up this season, you'll be able to make some hay. If we can get the defense to catch up a little bit more and not give up 37 points in the game, if we can get them down to 20, you've really got something to work with there. We got concerns, of course. Cooper Beebe, how long is he going to be nicked up with that ankle? If it's a high ankle sprain, we're talking about a month, maybe more. Kayvon Turpin, maybe not so bad. We'll see how it goes on there. But the Cowboys, not the way you want to play against the Giants, but finding a way to win could be the impetus to go forward, and it gets the monkey of getting that first win off their back. As always, I appreciate you guys. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We got a lot to do today. Got to go see Mama, take her some firewood and things. And I got to get my chicken broth made because that's all I'm going to be eating the next couple of days. And peace out.
Disrespected yet? Does this defense have any heart?
No, they suck. I've been telling you all season, Philly.
Shit on you. They've shit on you. Don't you hear me? Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Slate, they shit on you. They've shit on you. They have shit on you. Don't you hear me? Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Slate, they shit on you. Kill them.